Now, going a little bit further, not only is there an allusion to David, and let me also say that certainly we as Christians can see that this new David that's being referred to here, we can see that as being Jesus. We can see that as being the Christ, the one who not only comes to save Jews, but also gives a message of salvation to Gentiles as well. Jesus brings us all together. I think it was the Apostle Paul who had said in one of his letters that in Christ there is no Greek or Jew, there's no slave or free, there's no male or female, but all are one in Christ. So let us keep that message of unity. We want new leadership that gives us a sense of unity, but also new leadership that gives us a sense of a new covenant. Beginning with verse 25, and I want to go halfway into verse 27. We're going to get the rest of 27, but I just want to go halfway into 27 right now. I will make a covenant of peace with my people and drive away the dangerous animals from the land. Then they will be able to camp safely in the wildest places and sleep in the woods without fear. I will bless my people and their homes around my holy hill. And in proper season, I will send the showers they need. There will be showers of blessings. The orchards and fields of my people will yield bumper crops, and everyone will live in safety. Now, this is a new covenant that is coming with this new leadership. It's a covenant, first of all, a covenant that gives safety and security, even in dangerous places. Now, the wild animals, if you want to use an allegory, you could say that the wild animals are those corrupt leaders or are those forces of corruption. That in this new covenant, the wicked will be sent away, that there will be no more wickedness in the land itself. It's a covenant of peace, and it's a peace that not only drives away wickedness, but also gives safety even in places of danger. Again, if you were to go back to some of the words of David, that yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me, even in the presence of mine enemies. That is how powerful this new covenant will be with God, that we will be able even to have safety in dangerous places and in dangerous situations. And not only for the people of Judah, but also for us today. We want a covenant of peace that will rid us of the various types of corruption that we deal with. And we want a covenant of peace that will give us a sense of security even in risky situations, even in situations where we know that we are going to be vulnerable. So this new covenant gives us that. And not only a sense of security, but a sense of faith. Again, that 26th verse. I will bless my people and their homes around my holy hill. That there is something about the presence of God that we are to establish our very lives around him. Again, the hill, the holy hill of God, this is the place where his word is. This is the place where his hope is, the place of where his salvation is. Why are you going to build your foundation or your house somewhere else where he isn't? No, we want to build the foundations of our lives around faith in God. It seems like whenever a community has forgotten what it is to be a community of worship, then that whole neighborhood seems to go down. We see this in our African American communities, especially on a regular basis. And I should say we see this in all communities of all races. When folk attended church, not saying that we were all perfect, but at least there was a center that we knew to go back to. At least there was a place where, okay, I've fallen, I've messed up, but I know where I can go back to regain my sense of purpose and my sense of being. And we need to restore that in all of our communities if we are to indeed restore our neighborhoods and, most importantly, our nation. So we have a new covenant that seeks to be built, that seeks for us to build our foundations around God, around his holy hill.